Hi, I'm Barbara.
I'm Steven.
I'm Whitney.
And you're watching Word of Mouth.
Sir!
Out now.
Sir, it's the Fuhrer. I see you're here, sir. It's Gestapo headquarters.
Here! Heil Hitler!
Heil Hitler!
Heil Hitler!
Heil myself.
Today we saw To Be or Not to Be.
Well, the setting is in Poland and it's during the Nazi occupation.
And it takes place inside of a theater there.
The theater troupe is putting on a play about Hitler, and it's sort of a Nazi farce. And it gets closed down by the censors, and so they've decided to put on a more tame production of Hamlet that really stars Joseph Toro as Hamlet.
Maria, who is one of the main actresses in the company, she takes on a lover.
She has a gentleman, like a sort of an adoring fan who's an aviator in the front row of the audience, and when he hears the line To Be or Not to Be, he's supposed to go back and visit her while her husband is in the middle of his big speech.
They get involved with a Polish resistance officer who then gets them involved with getting to a Nazi spy, and it's convoluted, and that's the whole gist of it.
I thought that Jen Maxwell was great. Her character was very self-absorbed, and she seemed like she played that part very well. It was believable. I thought that she did a great job.
Jen Maxwell, I thought, was like amazing. She was funny, and at the same time she was compassionate. She was sort of this budding, aging star, but you really felt for her. You really felt connected to her, and I actually felt compassionate for her the whole time. Even though she was sort of having this little love affair with an aviator, you kind of pulled for her.
Considering the part, she did a very good job. She's a very, she's an accomplished actress, and I thought she brought the most to her role.
David Rash as Joseph was also incredibly funny. He played over the top, but the performance called for it to be over the top.
He was pretty much the comedic relief for the play. His character was supposed to be the kind of character who is trying to come off as serious, and everyone thinks that they're a big joke, and that's the guy that he played, and I think that he did a great job.
There are a number of little secondary characters, each in their own right, sort of hams on stage.
Yeah, I thought the gentleman who played Colonel Earhart did a very good job.
Michael McCarty, I thought he was funny. I think that he did a good job of playing a dim-witted colonel, I guess.
His is like purely physical comedy. He's like this big statured guy, and when we were first introduced to him, he's wearing like ridiculous lederhosen. He has this little badminton racket. Even when he gets into like Nazi garb, he's still hilarious. He has like a really, again, a sort of flamboyant thing about him. You just can't take him as like this concentration camp, meanie. You actually just think of him as this funny sort of teddy bear kind of guy.
I mean, it's slapstick. It's a genre that I don't enjoy, and it's just not something that I would go to see.
The show moved along very quickly. I think even the plot progressed very quickly.
I couldn't wait for the first act to be over, and I thought the second act was too long, but it was short enough to get through.
I would say that the last half was a little bit longer. It could have been a little bit shorter, but overall it was like a really enjoyable time, and it didn't feel too slow.
I didn't like the show, so it couldn't have moved fast enough for me.
I think that one thing that this play did that was really good was it made light of World War II, but in a funny way. And, many times I kind of forgot, like, wow, they're in a war.
It's interesting, my husband is Jewish, and generally I like serious theater, he likes light theater. So we sort of clash on what we like in theater, but we agreed. We both just didn't like it. And he felt that to inject humor into such a horrible, it just doesn't work.
The comedy is fast and it is quick and it's witty and clever, and it's about a touchy subject matter. It's about Nazi Germany and like the Nazi invasion of Poland, but it's witty, and I think they deal with it well and they keep the jokes moving, and I think for a smart or an astute viewer, they'd really appreciate the comedy.
There were some funny lines. I'll give you that. There were some funny lines, I think even more in the second act than the first, but they weren't funny enough to make me really laugh or or to make me want to go back and see the show or recommend it.
I would say that if you wanted to go see something that was lighthearted and funny, that you should go see this. I think it was well done.
Yeah, it was surprising. It was funny. I think I would recommend it to my friends. I think it's not something that my friends would think of to go to see. But if they were looking to have like a really fun night at the theater and they just wanted to see a comedy, it would be a comedy I would recommend.
It wasn't funny. It just wasn't funny.
Joseph Tura, incredible, isn't it? That great Polish actor, husband of Mrs. Tura. You must have heard of him.
Of course.
You have? Really?
I am a keen follower of the arts. As a matter of fact, I saw him in Berlin before the war, in his production of Hamlet.
Oh, God. Was it as wonderful as they say?
It was terrible. In fact, I walked out. Let me tell you what he did to Shakespeare, we are now doing to Poland.